Honey, I Shrunk the Superhero. I'm just kidding. I'm here to review Ant-Man, starring Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly, and Michael Pena. Now, a lot of people would say this movie is kind of like Iron Man. Well, there are some similarities with that. To me, there are very little similarities with Iron Man, but I see a little bit of similarities with the 80s show The Greatest American Hero. Well, a little bit, not much. Greatest American Hero is about an ordinary man who is given a suit from outer space that has superpowers. Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, well, he's not given the suit. Well, he sort of was. He was set up to steal the suit. Michael Douglas plays Hank Pym, who was the former hero, is passing the mantle off to Scott Lang. Much to the dismay of his daughter, Hope, played by Evangeline Lilly, who feels she should be wearing the suit. And why isn't she wearing the suit? Well, if you look, that explanation is said in the mid-credits. They're trying to go on this mission to hope to retrieve the technology, a certain technology that by Pym's former protege, Darren Cross, played by Corey Stoll. What is this technology? Well, when Scott Lang puts on the suit, he could shrink to the size of an ant, and he also has the superhuman strength of a bullet. Will they all work together to complete this mission? Well, you're going to have to see the movie to find out. Now, did I enjoy this movie? I did, but I will get to that in a moment. I heard stories about this movie where Edgar Wright, best known for directing such comedy classics like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, wrote a script to this. It stayed true to the dark elements of the comics. Now, everybody, including the Joss Whedon, read it and loved it, said it was a masterpiece. But Marvel Studios wasn't willing to agree because they wanted to make more of a family-friendly movie. So, without able to come to agreement, Edgar Wright walked. He quit. Surprisingly, he is still given writing credit to this. And most of the time, the writing credit, most of the time his vision is referenced. It's not shown, it's mostly referenced. I gotta say, the special effects were phenomenal. It does have a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids-like vibe to it. And also Land of the Giants. I gotta say, they were pretty good. And the actors were great, too. I mean, Paul Rudd was good as Scott Lang. And Evangeline Lilly is good as Hope, even though she doesn't like the idea that Scott Lang was chosen to wear the suit and not her. And she constantly has a love-hate relationship with her father. That is very well played. I mean, Michael Douglas was good as Hank Pym. I mean, they all look like they were having a fun time working together. You just kind of see it in their performances. They all look very relaxed. Michael Pena, who is one of Hank's thieving friends. Man, I never thought I'd ever see Michael Pena in a funny role. I mean, usually he's known as a dramatic actor, but he really he steals any scene he's in, man. He milks every scene for what it's worth. And why Paul Rudd for the role of Ant-Man? Well, I think they were going to the 1989's Batman sort of feel to it. Finding an actor who you would not think would be a best choice for a superhero. I mean, Paul Rudd plays the part well. He never comes across as too cookie cutter leading manish type. I mean, Paul Rudd was always known for his comedic performances in films, but I'm glad he did this movie. I think he really showed he is Scott Lang the Ant-Man. Now, my biggest complaint about this film, okay, it's not a big complaint, it's a small complaint, is the villain. The villain, he doesn't really Corey Stoll is played by plays Darren Cross, the villain. I mean, he doesn't really give off anything. He's just kind of there. He doesn't really. He's kind of like Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2, although he's not as uninteresting. It's not Corey Stoll's fault. I mean, Corey Stoll is given the best of what he's given, but they could have done more with him than what they did. He's just kind of there, feels like. But nonetheless, I did enjoy this movie. It was just a fun time. It doesn't try to be a game changer like the Avengers. It just tries to be fun and not take itself too crazy. Is there an end credits to this? Oh yeah, I told you about one. And the end credits that is in this movie is the movie I'm going to review next. I am looking forward to see more they go with this story, and I'm hoping Paul Rudd continue it for a while. So I give Ant-Man a 9 out of 10. Bye-bye. Yeah, yeah, yeah.